Hi everyone, Anthony Morganti here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use Lightroom's new point color tool to remove a color cast from a person's skin. This is a relatively common problem you'll encounter if you have a person surrounded by a saturated color and you have a powerful specular light source. For this example, I have a model. She's in front of a green seamless paper backdrop, and the studio strobe light is reflecting off that green backdrop, and it's giving her skin a sickly green color cast. But I should mention that this isn't a problem that you'll only encounter in a studio situation. You could have a person surrounded by green foliage and the bright sun could be reflecting off the green foliage and again give their skin a green color cast. Either way, you'll be able to remove that color cast using the method I'm about to show you. Now, what you need to do first is you need to create a mask and mask the parts of the person or object for that matter, that have the green color cast. In this case, it's green. It could be any color, by the way. This isn't just for green. What I'm going to show you would work for any color cast. Now, in this case, it's only her skin, but if it was the shopping bags, I could get a mask for those. If it were shoes, I'd get a mask for those. If it was a dress, I'd get a mask for that as well, but it's only her skin. So we're going to open up masking. We're going to go to person, and we're going to click on facial skin and body skin. So you can see we have everywhere where the green color cast is masked. Now you do have the option to create two separate masks. And I recommend you do if the color that is being cast is stronger, let's say on her face than it is on her body. That way you could do a point color adjustment on her face independent of the point color adjustment you do on her body. That way you'll get the best adjustment possible overall. Now, for this example, I could get away with using a single mask. So I'm going to create the mask. Now, I mentioned we're going to use point color, so we'll open that up. And what you need to do is get the eyedropper. Then you need to click somewhere where the green is. Now, it's most prevalent on her leg, so I'm going to click there. And you can see now we have this swatch. Now, all you need to do is move this away from green. So go to this little circle. You could go to the hue shift. I like to go to the little circle, though, for this example, and move it this way. Then what I find that helps me is I'll go to luminance shift and just make it brighter. That way I could better see what I'm doing. And you can see that how I'm eliminating the green, mostly from her skin. Then what you could do is you could go to range and move this around and see if you could improve your mask a little bit so that it is best eliminating the green. That looks pretty good. Now there's still kind of discoloration around her hand. It really isn't green though. It looks more reddish. But you could remove that as well. What you'll need to do when you need to kind of clean this up or touch it up, if you're happy where it is mostly, like it seems pretty good in most places, but this hand here is bothering me a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll create a new mask. And for this, I think a brush would work. So we're going to get a brush. And what you need to do then is zooming in would help. So hit Command or Control plus on your keyboard a couple times so you could zoom in. And then with your brush, paint on the discolored area. Now you may want to come over here to some of the brush settings and turn on auto mask. That may help you kind of stay in the lines, so to speak. So we're going to come in here. And I'm going to do this. Now, it isn't too bad, but we'll come in here and we'll try to, because you may encounter this and you may have to clean up your mask a little bit so that you're better affecting just the parts you want to affect. So I'm just going to do a quick job. Just get these parts that aren't looking right to me. There, maybe in here. Here. Now you could come in and get the point color eyedropper again, and then click on an area that is kind of discolored, like right maybe there. And then again, now you may not, move it to red this time. You may have to move it to different areas to try to eliminate that color. Something like that. That looks pretty good. You could zoom back out by hitting Command minus or Control minus on your keyboard a few times. You can go to the left panel at the top and click Fit to Screen. And you can see how that looks a lot better than it did when we started let me close down masking. And there's before, and there's after. Might be a little too bright. I could come in and that luminance slider I moved to the right, I actually forgot to back that off a little bit. But you get the idea what you could do. Let's do another one very quickly. I have the same model. She's again in front of a green seamless paper backdrop. And again, there's kind of this green color cast on her skin. And I do want to emphasize that what I'm showing you works for any color cast. I just happen to have green because green is the most common color cast actually. For some reason, powerful specular light source just reflects off green and just gets glued to a person's body and face in such a way that it doesn't look right. So in this case, again, we're going to open up masking. We're going to do the people mask. We're going to do the facial skin, the body skin again. And again, I could do two separate masks. That if I do two separate masks, I'd have to use point curve twice, once for her face and then another time for her body. But I'll again just create the single mask. We'll grab the eyedropper. We'll click somewhere that looks the most discolored, maybe in here. I don't know, in here maybe, right? And then we're going to move it more towards reddish. We're going to come in and this luminance shift up just helps me see better. And that looks better. Then I can move this range slider around. Now what you can do, and what I found it hasn't been working lately, you could click on visualize range, but for some reason I think it has to do with my graphics card. It's not working all the time on some images. It's not working now. But if you click visualize range, you could better see exactly what you're affecting. In this case, it's not allowing me to visualize it. But again, I think that's related to the graphics card. I found that my graphics card in my iMac, I bought the most expensive, best graphics card available when I bought this iMac 2 years ago. But for some reason, Lightroom doesn't like it. And often I have problems with it, with Lightroom. But I digress. Now, again, there's like a little bit down in your shoulder. What you could do then is get a separate mask for that with a brush and try to eliminate that way. I might have her skin a little bit too ruddy here. But I think you get the idea of what you could do with point color if you spent some more time. It's kind of difficult for me to do it in a video when I'm trying to talk and explain what I'm doing and then trying to see what I'm doing and all that. But hopefully you get an idea of how you could use point color to remove a color cast. And again, it doesn't always have to be green. It could be any color. And it's not only for a person's skin. Quite often you'll get a color cast on an object. That object could be any other color and you'll get a color cast on it. And you could remove it using the point color tool that's found in masking. You do have a global point color tool in Color Mixer, but if I use that, it would affect the background as well. And I don't want to affect the background. I just want to affect the exact areas I have masked, which happens to be the model's skin. So that's it for this video. Thank you, everyone who watches my videos. I really do appreciate it. Talk to you guys soon.